It's the Date Master, and we're back. It's a good Tuesday morning after Cyber Monday for those who made some money and spent some money. All is well. So we're gonna take a different twist this morning, gentlemen. We're gonna talk about hobbies and happiness and how all of this correlates to our current market, our current status, and future projections. People are not really people anymore. People have evolved into attention and social media eunuchs, meaning they only care about the virtual world and the perception of them inside the virtual world. You think Facebook, which is Facebook and Instagram, the two biggest social media platforms, or two of the biggest social media platforms, creating this metaverse. You think this is all coincidence? They have calculated how much time we have spent, the behaviors that are displayed in this quote unquote universe, because this is a parallel universe to social media. I mean, to reality. On social media, all of the women out are earning the men exponentially. When you look at the true data, even though there is more women than men, especially in the black community, those numbers do not reflect. Those numbers do not take into consideration real world dynamic. Meaning, you look at single black mothers. Let's look at the women with children. So a woman that would be making $100K a year with two kids, herself, a house, etc., that 100K drops immediately to 60K. Immediately, it drops to 60K. This is not even including the debt to income ratio, the student loans, the car notes, the insurance, because in most cases, a woman's insurance is going to be higher than a man's. So what happens in this social media, this metaverse, it disrupts realistic and logic, and people adapt and have evolved into the people and the persons they need to be to exist at whatever level they feel comfortable in this metaverse. That's why you should always have hobbies. I think I'm going to do a separate video about this metaverse and how people are not living in reality. I think that should be totally separate from this, but I did want to highlight that point. If you don't have any hobbies, if you don't have anything outside of social media, outside of your job, outside of your life, to where it's just kind of monotonous business, paying bills, taking care of your household duties, you're really not experiencing life. You don't have any hobbies. Hobbies and happiness have a strong correlation. Hobbies and happiness have a strong correlation. This is for men and women. A lot of women, you see them miserable and spending an abundance. The most miserable women spend the most time, and I wouldn't say women, people. The most miserable of people spend an excess amount of time on social media because they're looking for a soft pocket to park into to get some type of validation that makes them feel better. It's like a drug to them. They need the dopamine release, so they scavenge social media looking for these interactions. You find them in the weirdest of comments, under blog pages, in the comments, as if they know the celebrities that are being discussed, as if they have the true facts of the celebrities or whatever topic that is being discussed. If they did have a wealth of knowledge, wouldn't they not have their own platform or lane that they would discuss that subject matter in? But the most miserable human beings on this earth spend the most time on social media because it is a fake reality. You should explore your interests more. You should have a hobby or hobbies. I'm into sneakers. I'm into fashion. I'm into video games. I'm into movies. I'm into a lot of different things that do not require a second person. I can enjoy these things by myself. Most people, when you see, especially women, because women are the ones who run this social media metaverse. They're the ones who run it. When you look at their posts, look at their presence, look at how they post, look at the confidence that you see from women that if you were to not have this metaverse or to see them in reality, they would be the most humble. They would be the most docile, nice, feminine women possible. These would be the women that you would be more likely pursuing in a case, simply because of the feminine energy that they exude. But even them have gained this narcissistic, solipsism, false sense of image of themselves. They're 240, 260, built like refrigerators, with kids in tow, thinking they're the shit. But this is only on social media. This is only on camera. When you look at their real life, it does not translate into reality. You got the men who are acting like prima donnas. You have men who are talking about subject matter that they have no clue about. I'm on social media today. Early this morning, I see a guy. This one a guy I know him. He's a good dude, but he is a little bit misinformed. And he's made a statement talking about pimps, or let's say P's, talking about they're the most beta because of the, I guess, the misconception of the pimping industry or the pimping dynamic. In his mind and in a lot of other people's, they think the man came to the woman with the pimping. They think the man sought the woman out and said, hey, you're going to do this for me and you're going to give me the money. Now, how can this translate when you have women gloating and taking confidence and leaving men on red and ignoring them? How can a man be in control or be beta but have yet such a cunning conversation or presence about him that the other 98% of men besides him will get left on red, ignored, treated like a sucker? How are they beta? The woman started the whole pimp relationship. This is the woman, because men have been savages for so long. Men came because the women were advertising it. This is not anything that you're going to do this and that's it. Okay, now you can go back to our slavery days to where you had the white Caucasian male renting and hoeing out their comfort girls to slave owners, of course. But this is a dynamic that comes way before slavery. The attraction between man and woman is always in the woman's home field. She has control over a sexual encounter in this day and age, unless it's going to be the R word that we don't like to use. But again, this is just an example of the delusion and the place that we are in. People have a grave misunderstanding of a lot of things they feel they know a lot about, when in reality they don't, because they have not studied them. They only have opinions and Google facts. They'll Google some shit and in 2 minutes think they're an expert of it because they debunked a fraction of your argument. So they feel. But people aren't people anymore. They're eunuchs. They're zombies. They only consume what feeds their ego and their insecurity. This is the only thing they hate Kevin Samuels so much that he has 1.2 million subscribers, which majority are going to be women. A lot of his content is for women, to where people hate him so much that his show will have 500,000 views in a day. You can't make this make sense. People are not people anymore. The women, they don't know if they're coming or going. And this is a reflection of our leadership nonetheless. this is a reflection. So a lot of men are finding hobbies, and they're finding sanctuary and building intimate relationships with said hobbies. They are doing this. A few men are. They're running away, or I won't say running away. They're walking away from the romance and the relationship of Western women. The whatever a woman is looking to do with a man is usually going to be beneficial to the woman. These women have all of this money, yet they want a man with more money. It doesn't make sense. How are you the boss, the big boss, CEO, but you don't have the money or not willing to spend the money? Doesn't make sense. This is the delusion. Women have fought so hard to, and that's all they brag about is their money, yet when it's time to spend it, they cry and complain. But isn't this the cost you paid? You paid the cost to be the boss, right? But will go and spend $8,800 in the Dominican to get their ass bigger, to get sex from a different caliber of man and play in the same fashion. They just get bragging rights to say, at least he didn't play me in the Ultima. I got played in the G-Wagon. At least he had a G-Wagon. He played me. I didn't get played by a guy who's driving a 1998 Suburban. At least he has a range. It's psychosis. If the people in your life do not have hobbies, in a lot of cases, they are not existing in happiness. They're not happy with themselves, because hobbies have to be funded. In a lot of cases, your hobby has to be funded by some source of income. If you like traveling, if you like seeing sights, going out to eat, doing things, it costs money to do these things. To the movies, it costs money to do these things. So a lot of women are now, which is pretty much considered the most unhappy demographic, are the six-figure, mid 40, late 30 to 50 women with a career. So what they do is they look to find someone who can finance their happiness. They want a man to finance it with their efforts, their money, their presence. I see women on Facebook and Instagram talking about having sex 6 times a day, every day of the week. If you're having sex in that capacity and that frequency, in most cases, you're a bum. You're a bum who has nothing going on, because there's no way that you can be a productive person and have sex that much. It's no way. So when you see women, and what you find is simps who are also low-level betas jumping in the comments, oh, I can handle that. That's nothing. I want me a nympho. Yeah, because you don't have shit going on. A man with a busy schedule has shit to do. Tonight I'm going to be planning what I have to do tomorrow and Thursday and so forth. That's a broke man's sport, and that's a broke woman's sport. You want to have a fuck fest daily and every day. There's no way you could be handling your business at a high level. It's no way, because you would be too tired with the prep, the process, and the recovery of that much sex. You just turn into grindums, and what it is self-medication to take the real pain away. So they want to hop and bounce on as many dicks as they possibly can to numb the pain of failure and insecurity away. This is their process or coping mechanism of numbing the pain. And when you find most of these chicks who want sex at this rate, they want rough, angry sex. They want the pain pleasure sex, because to them it gives them pain, but it also numbs them. It numbs them. We're in a broken place. We're in broken homes, and we have yet to make the sacrifice necessary to correct the course. A lot of men are walking away. Of course, you have the MGTOW, you have all of these movements, but walking away, running away is not going to solve the problem. But you will have to stay dangerous, because the problem is going to ensue. And as I predicted, a lot of my predictions are coming to fruition. These are not things I'm proud of, but these are realities that we must adhere to and must acknowledge. You're going to see an increase in violent women You're going to see an increase in violence. You're going to see an increase in suicide in women. You're going to see these residual effects from not understanding the real world versus the meta world. But let me know what you guys think about this topic. Comment, like, subscribe. It's the Day Master.